I'm Josh Light with PoliticIt.com here in Chicago, Illinois with Marcus Lewis. He is an independent candidate running for Congress in District 2. How you doing, Marcus?
I'm doing fine. Good morning.
Thank you, Marcus. Good morning to you as well. So tell me, what are the big differences between you and your competitors in this race?
I'm here and he is not. He has been hiding ever since June 10th, and I've been campaigning hard. Even though I'm the independent in the race, I'm trying to tell the people that they have an alternative. They have a real choice. They have somebody that's common from the people. And so I would like to go to the halls of power and be able to take their issues with me, and we'd all of us would sit at the table.
And how has your experience prepared you for Congress?
Well, simply just living. When you have a congressman that gave me a promise in writing and then reneged on it, I thought that why would you do a constituent that way? So it's time for you to basically depart because you're not doing your job, and then to kick us to the curb as if we did not matter. Meaning you kicked the rest of us to the curb. Now look at his problems now. He's hiding out in DuPont Circle in Washington, D.C., won't even come out, won't even tell the constituents that they are thankful, he's thankful that they prayed for him. And he's just hiding, and he goes to the window, and instead of coming out, he closes the Venetian blinds. All he has is his wife talking for him. I think that's most peculiar, it's unfair, and it's basically saying you are now disqualified yourself from your position. And we don't consider you the U.S. rep for the 2nd Congressional District anymore.
Marcus, what's wrong with our economy and how do we fix it?
First of all, we have all the money gone to the top, and the bottom has basically been defunded. The country has been defunded through policies and programs through our Congress and former presidents. That must change. We have $3 trillion that are sitting offshore in the Cayman Islands and Bermuda, and it's untaxed profits. That's our money. That needs to come home, and that's what I want to do. I want to institute WPA programs, jobs programs, emergency. People need to be working. It's not based on what we need. It's based on what you can do to be able to gain a legal check to be able to take care of your family, because money is not flowing in our economy. And when you don't have money flowing and it's all at the top, then the people at the bottom are like being on the Titanic. If you remember that scene when the ship was gone, you saw 1,500 of all economy and social backgrounds flailing in the water, 28 degrees, crying for help that was never coming. We could not have Americans like that. That's what's happening in the 2nd Congressional District, basically overall throughout our country. So somebody has to step forward. So I'm just a plain constituent. I'm not a politician. But I thought it'd be my constitutional duty. Somebody's got to do something. And I happen to be at the right time in the right place. Congressman Jackson is no longer going to be our congressman. I'm going to take his place. You're looking at his replacement.
Marcus, what's going on with the housing market in District 2?
Well, the simple fact, you have mass foreclosures. People just simply can't afford them. They got caught up in the scheme that was from 2003 through 2007, where people were buying these overinflated houses. But the problem of it is, when the jobs left and the deals that they were given were these adjustable rates that were basically blowing up in their faces after 2 or 3 years with these teaser rates, then they blew up to 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16%. And those deals were bundled and sent overseas through the stock market. And money market funds were investing in them because they were guaranteed return. When that happened and the people couldn't pay, well, now you have all this debt. That's why you had Henry Paulson, the Secretary of Treasury, on his knees to Nancy Pelosi in November of 2008, October of 2008, begging and pleading, give us this $700 billion on 3 pieces of paper in a bill with no return, no guarantees for the people. They know they had messed up. AIG and Goldman Sachs and Merrill Lynch, all these brokerage houses were involved in this scheme. Where was the regulation? Where was our government then? They had deserted us. They had abandoned us. It was borderline treason. Now we have to pick up the pieces, and we have to go get the money for where it is. The top 1% needs to be taxed. Go back to the Kennedy era. We need 90% on corporations and 75% on individuals at the top. Now, they may consider it soak the rich. I don't. I'm saying become an American citizen. You have gamed the system. for far too long. For the last 20 years, you've had all the benefits. Now the bottom 99 is top heavy now. Now the bottom 99 cannot support you, cannot support the debt you have brought on us. And to dissolve the rest of our programs like Social Security, Medicare, the safety net, there is no net. People are falling. People are calling out, crying out, where is the help? We live in America, and our country is being sold off piece by piece to China and making products in Malaysia and Thailand. This is uncalled for. What are we going to do? Are we supposed to just sit here and do nothing? We can't have that. And so that's why a common man now has to come in and speak truth to power. And that's why I'm in this race, because the same situation with your education problem. It's capitalism run amok. You have a situation where you have people that are borrowing. I've seen amounts of money. We had grants when I came up. So then when we graduated, we didn't have the load of debt, maybe a couple of $1,000s here and there to support. But now, 50, 60, 70, 80, over $100,000 worth of debt cannot be erased by bankruptcy. Must be paid back by any means necessary. So it's till death do you part, this debt. That is ungodly. That is un-American to saddle young people who only want to get an education to better themselves and better their community. Come out with this a massive amount of debt, and it must be paid back 6 months after you graduate. So what do they do when they can't find a job? They go back to school. That means they have to take more debt. So this is capitalism run amok. We are cannibalizing our own American citizens and going all the way down to the youth. We can't allow this. Somebody must step in, Josh, and do something. I would love to have 434 just like me. But right now, one will do.
So, Marcus, what are you doing to improve your IT score, your online influence?
Well, I'm going on Facebook. I'm having people go on Twitter. I'm having people use their 5,000 friends, since it's maximum on Facebook, to pass along my message to their 5,000 friends, and then likewise and so on and so forth, just like they did in Egypt when they overthrew Mubarak. They used the internet, because this is a situation where my BlackBerry, my iPhone, and my computer is just as powerful as $1 million. Because it's not about the spending of the money, it's the message that is ingrained in the people you're getting it to. And so once people find out, oh, I have a choice. Oh, there is another. Then they'll say, I can park my vote with Marcus Lewis. He understands me. We're not going to vote for a ghost. We're not going to vote for a man who doesn't want to speak to us and think because his name recognition alone will get him reelected. Now, I'm not saying that they wouldn't have that, but all I need is 50% plus one to win, and I will be congressman-elect. It's a very unusual. You've never seen anything. I've never seen anything like this, where the incumbent will not come out of his home. He's secretly going from place to place, going from hospital to hospital. No one's speaking. His doctors aren't talking. His wife is talking. So they are filtering the message to us. She said, well, he'd be out at this time, and we'll vigorously campaign. The problem of it is the media has been complicit. They don't want to hear my message. They only want to hear, how do I feel about Jesse in this situation? I'm saying, let's stop campaigning for the Jacksons in a de facto sort of manner, saying, oh, yes, he will win overwhelmingly. Well, I do remember there was a situation where Truman was supposed to have been, blown to pieces in the 1948 election. And the Tribune came out and said, it's Dewey. And Truman held that up when he found out, no, it was Truman. Truman won. So not a vote has been cast, yet we're saying who will win? No, it won't happen. We're going to win this race. It's going to be like a surprise, like George Bush won Florida in 2000. Oh, yeah, Gore won that. But Bush got the electoral votes. Marcus Lewis is going to win this race with the help of God Almighty.
Marcus, how is your campaign going?
Campaign's going fine. I'm campaigning now with you, and I'm talking to your viewers. I have a press conference today. We have an issue where we're going to be bringing policy now. We're not going to be talking about where's Jesse, like where's Waldo. And people are gravitating to that. They want to hear, because as it gets near to the election, they can clearly see they don't want to hear anything more about Jesse. They know he's not coming back. What are you going to do? And so now they're turning to me. The problem for Jesse campaign is that there's just too much time. We have right now 26 days left. That's still 2 days shy of 4 weeks. You hear? Not 4 days, 4 weeks. That's more than enough time. In politics, as you well know, that's almost like an eternity. Things change week to week. One day Romney's up. Next day Obama's down. Obama comes back in 2 days, eviscerates and wipes out Romney's bump or whatever he got from the debate. You see what I'm saying? When they came out and said the unemployment had dropped to 7.8. That totally eviscerated anything that Romney may have gotten. Then they have time to examine what Romney said. Find out there was a lot of lies in there, a lot of half-truths. Well, Obama, when he comes back on the next debate, he'll come back firing, and he'll be Obama up. You see what I'm saying? And so right now, they think that because I'm independent. They think because I have no money. But guess what? I'm on the ballot in every precinct, in every area of this district, and overseas with the military. They have a choice. And when they find out about me, they're going to dump Jesse. They're going to drop him like a hot rock. And they're going to say, we're not going to play with our future. We're not going to play with the things that are dear to us. We have children. This man, it's not about him. I still remember the Constitution said, we the people. It didn't say we, Jesse Jackson. And so his problem of it is he thinks he owns the seat. No, not so. Not so.
Marcus, where can people go to learn more about you?
They can learn more about me at www.marcuslewis2012.org. That's Marcus Lewis, spell it right, MarcusLewis, for Congress, FOR, Congress, 2012.org. And they'll see all my policy positions, and they'll see where I stand for. And November 6th, that night, we're going to have a victory celebration. That's for sure. With the help of the Lord God Almighty.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Josh.